So, PlayStation has stated they're no longer putting their games on physical discs, and here is why we deserve it. So, in their statement, PlayStation said that this move was motivated by a shift in consumer preferences. Language like this is usually a form of doublespeak that's fairly easy to see through, but in this case, I think you can take them at their word. I mean, they're not lying when they say this. I'm quoting a levelup.com article here where it says that when PS4 launched, digital full game sales accounted for less than 10% of total full game purchases. Jump forward to today, and that number has shot up to 85% for the first, I think it's fiscal quarter ending March 31st of 2026. So I'm sure there are other factors that motivated their decision here aside from just this statistic. For example, these companies are getting hit harder now more than ever when it comes to the hardware costs, and maybe ending disc production saves them a significant amount of money, if not on the discs themselves, but then maybe on the disc drives for the next generation of consoles. Not too sure on that one. But the fact of the matter is, most people using a PlayStation console just don't seem to care about physical media much at all. And you really only need to look at the state of GameStop stores in the US as evidence for that. In this video, I'm not going to get too far into physical versus digital and like DRM and what the difference is, why it matters, because I've seen a lot of good videos from others on that topic. What I'm particularly interested in is the finality of it all. And what I mean by this is that, for example, movies and music have been sold as almost exclusively digital for a long time at this point. It's not something people really talk about or care too much about, it seems. They stream their movies, shows, and music, but there are enthusiasts who can still purchase physical music and movies, and they can do that because small amounts of these discs and Blu-rays are made and sold at a premium, which these people can then buy and then play on their own hardware. And in a way, it's almost kind of like manual cars, if you think about it. Like in the US, no one buys manual cars who isn't a car enthusiast. Now, I wouldn't be too upset about the PlayStation situation if I thought it would play out the same way, but I don't. There may be independent developers who continue to print small amounts of physical games, like in the music and movies example, but you can basically forget about that when it comes to any mainstream title. I mean, I just don't personally see that happening, although I'd love to be proven wrong. On top of that, you have another issue. The PS6 and beyond won't even have a disk drive, so even if there were companies willing to print the games, you can't play them on the consoles to begin with, which means that you're stuck at whatever generation you're on for consoles if you want to play something physically. You see what I mean, though? With the music and movies, you don't have to contend as much with the hardware and general ecosystem advancement that you do with the consoles, which makes it much easier. And apparently for the vinyl market, that's actually growing. But anyways, that's just kind of my take on the situation. Just wanted to add some more gloom and doom to the fire and remind people they're voting with their wallets. And if it's any consolation to anyone, in the future, regardless of what happens, the games will at least be preserved through extra legal means, Anyways, peace.